Hi, I'm Preetipls, Singapore's top therapist, and today we have finally scammed the one and only Teddy Swims into his first ever therapy
Oh, I
session.
love that for me. Hell yeah.
So, hi Teddy, thank you for bringing your tour to Singapore. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. A little homesick, but we're happy to be here. It's a beautiful time, man. First time ever here in Singapore, first time ever in Asia. So I'm having the time of my life. It's so
Oh, I'm very excited for you. So, you know how the first lyric of your song, Lose Control, you say,
Something's got a hold on me lately.
me too, it's COVID. So,
I hate
before
that for you. I'm so sorry.
before we begin proper, like I really want to say I'm so grateful you guys made this happen virtually. Thank you for doing this, and thank you to your team for making this happen. Because yes, I have COVID, but I can't see you this time round. But that just means the next time you're in Singapore, we have to
Yeah,
meet.
we'll do it again and again, of course.
I think it's really apt that I'm speaking to you today. This actually marks my 1 year of therapy and me taking care of my mental health. So I want to know, how are you?
I'm doing wonderful, and I think I'm full of self-love and self-reflection, and having the time of my life. And I couldn't be happier to do the best job in the world with my best friends. I'm in a really good place.
I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy to hear that. I want to know if you have really tried everything. So, what are some things that you have tried that obviously had a positive impact on your career that you would totally recommend?
So one thing that really started, I think, really turned my life around was my hero, my mentor, my second dad. This guy DDP, he's a old WCW wrestler, and he got me into this thing called DDP yoga, and over the pandemic, and it really turned my life into. He taught me so much about self love and taking care of yourself and eating clean and working out, and just get me back on track with the taking care of the thing right here. I used to have this feeling of being unlovable and wanting to just always be in pain or try to write something good. I used to like put myself in positions to get hurt because I thought it was good for my artistry or something, which I think is such a stupid, toxic way to look at your career. And it's instead it's an outlet for me now to get those things out. And that's been a huge lesson for me is that.
And I think self love looks so different for everyone. So, it's really about finding what works for you. And I'm so glad you found it.
Yeah.
And speaking about like output, I want to know like which song from the album was the most cathartic to write or to perform.
So some things I'll never know, and that's the first song on the record, and it's done a lot for me because when you're going through something, and sometimes you don't. I feel like you don't really get closure when relationships ends. Whether they're friendships or significant others, that you kind of just don't really get the closure from things. Sometimes people just go or leave or walk away, or sometimes they cut you off. Sometimes there's somebody they don't ever tell you there's somebody else, or they don't tell you it's what you did or what you said, and instead you're just left with a bunch of questions on why something ended and why somebody wouldn't want you in their life. I think that for me is taught me a lot about, and it helps me every time I sing it get closer to healing on and to a full scope to know that there's things I can't control, things that are out of my control that I can't continue to worry about or tear myself to pieces about. And so that song for me is still hailing me every time I sing it.
I think a lot of closure is going on a journey of letting go, which is so
Yeah,
much easier than done.
I spend the hardest thing in my life is just letting go of anything at all, and think of the fear of letting go of things is was something so much that I had like the side of phobia for the longest time, where I was like afraid to make any decision at all, and then things would just kind of happen in my life, which when you think about it, not deciding is equally a choice, and so you have to make a decision to stick with it and live with it and do follow your gut. Your gut is never wrong, whatever you think is right and whatever in your heart that says is right, you should just don't sit there and doubt that over and over again. Just go for it. Go for it.
Yeah, for sure. Learning to let go is a lot of trusting in the process of
Yeah.
itself.
Trusting in the world and the universe and God and whatever the way you want to look at it, and trusting in yourself is the hardest thing to do.
So, as someone who has been really, really vocal about your mental health journey, what do you hope your fans take away from the album?
I hope that it in some way makes people realize that they're not alone, and especially for me that it makes me feel not alone. And I hope that people will take this not only like an outlet, but to find it, just to use your voice for whatever it is. I always say that your voice is like your fingerprint on the world, and it's depending on what you've gone through and what you've done to yourself and how you feel. And there's people that you're going to be able to touch that I'll never, ever be able to touch or talk to, or really that they'll ever really understand what I went through. And maybe they have certain things that you've gone through. And by raising your voice and being honest and open or vulnerable with people, I think you get this opportunity to make somebody not feel so alone, and also not feel so alone. And you can find your tribe that way. And I think it's so important to speak openly and candidly, because you can find that tribe, and holding things in is just not the way to live. Be honest and open. You will find the people that care.
Looking back at your journey so far, what's one piece of advice you would give your younger self?
Timing is so of the essence. When I was younger, I just always wanted everything right now, right now, right now. And I was so impatient about the things that were coming in my life. And I would tell them that it's coming, and that also it's going to come on the time that it needs to, because I think now that I'm in this place where I'm at, and with my career and my life and success, I'm man about it now, and I'm more responsible about it. And if I would have got it at any younger age, I probably would have absolutely sent it straight to my liver and partied way too hard and just lost everything. Came at the right time, because I wouldn't have been able to handle it.
I'm very glad that it came at the right time and that you were ready for it. So you've covered a lot of iconic songs. Somehow you've made them even more iconic, but let's turn the tables. Who do you want to do a cover of Lose Control?
Oh, that's crazy. That's a wild thought. So for me, like one of my favorite singers in the world, it would be Adele. I think Adele would really crush that thing, man. But I would also never want to sing it again, So I would hope she would not do that, because I'd be so like, well, okay, I guess it's yours.
Well, you sang with Kelly Clarkson.
I lose control when you're not next to me.
People say once she covers your song, you can never you can
She's a
sing it again.
monster, man. And
But you guys killed it together.
she also did she did my song Some Things I Never Know, and she did those two, and she just is so incredible. She's so incredible. I can't talk more highly about a human being, singer, an artist, just absolute all around perfect woman.
So sweet. So we've come down to my last question before a quick fire round. So as a fellow chronic nail biter, I get nail extensions, so I cannot afford to pick at them. Have you found a solution that works for you?
I try to, as of now, they're destroyed, as you can see, but I try to keep them painted, like as I'm on the road, and I try to go get them done if I can, but I try to just always carry polish with me so I can. And then they had that stuff that just makes it a little bitter too, that you can add to it, but that lasts for like maybe a day or two before I bite right through it. And I don't care how bad it tastes. I'm just right in there. So I try to try my best to keep them painted, but I don't want to say I don't think I'll ever not be biting my nib, but if I'm not, I'll bite the inside of my cheeks, my lips. I
know, I get it.
I'm blinking from one eye to the other. I'm moving my arms. I'm just doing all sorts of weird ticks. And so even my toes will be going like this nonstop while we're talking right now. My little toes are just going crazy, dude. So,
yeah, I totally get it. Before we end, I have like a quick fire round. A hammer or a screwdriver to the heart?
Oh, hammer.
Which is your favorite tattoo of yours?
I have a tattoo of my friend. He's done a lot of my tattoos, and it's a portrait of him he did on me, Derek Parkey. So that's my favorite.
Your favorite lyric?
Some Things I Never Know does it for me. That's the very last one where it says, "Did I turn over every stone? Am I still there when your eyes close? When did your heart let me go? I guess some things I'll never know."
What is the most unexpected song you wanted to cover?
I don't know. I would probably say if I could do a cover now, I would probably like to do Aaliyah's At Your Best.
Final question is, would you rather try a therapy session for 5 minutes or never swim again?
I'm not much of a swimmer at all, so I would spend the rest of my life in therapy. I'm really not much of a swimmer.
So that was actually a trick question, because this was a therapy session.
Yes, it sure felt like it.
So just like that, you have tried everything, including therapy with me.
I love that for me. Thank you.
Thank you so much for speaking with me virtually. I am so bummed out I can't be there tonight, but I know you will have the best time in Singapore. Have a great rest of your tour. I will be on FaceTime with my boyfriend who will be at your show tonight.
Oh, well, I hope to get to meet him, and I'll see you next time.
I'll see you for sure. Thank you so much, Teddy. Have the best time.
Thank you.
I'm so glad I got to meet you. Please have the best. Okay, ready?
1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3.